Ladies and gentlemen, mark it down because today we just witnessed the total collapse of the corporate media facade. Kaitlin Collins on CNN humiliated by Ted Cruz. Guys, caught gaslighting America about Charlie Kirk's assassination. And at the very same time, Jimmy Kimmel over on ABC spewing all sorts of lies that was so outrageous that President Trump's FCC is now threatening to yank ABC's broadcast license. Wow, this is the double disaster that the media never ever saw coming. CNN in shambles, ABC in complete jeopardy, Disney panicking, Bob Iger sweating bullets. You got Kaitlin Collins exposed as a smug fraud on live TV. Jimmy Kimmel dragging ABC into an FCC showdown that it may not survive. I'm just telling you right now. Now, here's the kicker. President Donald J. Trump himself, he has responded. The president is making it crystal clear. The days of media lies with no consequences are over. In fact, the hammer is coming down. So buckle up, guys, because in the next couple of minutes, we're going to walk you through how Kaitlin Collins and Jimmy Kimmel just ended themselves on live television, why President Trump's FCC is ready to pull the plug on ABC, and why this moment right here could be the turning point where the media's stronghold and stranglehold on truth is finally broken. Hit the like button, subscribe. Now, this is not just another media scandal. This is history in real time. So you're going to see every second of this. So I want to go ahead and begin with a train wreck that completely unfolded live on CNN. Kaitlin Collins, the so-called face of CNN's credibility, just went toe-to-toe with Senator Ted Cruz over the Charlie Kirk assassination, and this was a complete disaster for her. Ted Cruz didn't just show up with talking points. He showed up with hard evidence. He laid it all out. Prosecutors already saying that, there's political motivation behind this thing. You've got the district attorney pointing to the shooter's own words. The family confirmed it. And forensic evidence, well, you've got the bullet engravings, you've got text messages, you've even got digital trails that leave no doubt about the motive. And yet, Kaitlin Collins, she just sat there smirking, wagging her little finger, repeating like a broken record. We don't have a motive yet. Law enforcement hasn't confirmed. Now, I want you to think about how insulting this is, okay? The DA is on record. The shooter's texts scream political hatred. Family members testified. And this anchor on national television, Kaitlin Collins, looks America dead in the eyes and says, "We don't know." That ain't gonna fly. That doesn't look like journalism. That doesn't sound like journalism to me. That sounds like some gaslighting, right? And the arrogance off the charts. I mean, she talked down to Ted Cruz as if he was like, as if he was the one that was distorting the facts, when in reality, she was the one that was ignoring them. So it's the oldest trick in the book. Pretend that the truth is still up for debate, drag it out as long as you can, and then maybe, just maybe, you can protect your own political allies. But of course, it backfired. Ted Cruz, he held the line, called out the falsehoods, and flat out told her that is objectively false. Millions of viewers saw Kaitlin Collins exposed in real time, a smug fraud who either doesn't know the facts or just way too partisan to admit them. Now, here's where it gets even bigger. President Trump, he saw it too. He blasted CNN, calling them a disgrace and proof that the corporate media is broken beyond repair. So when the sitting president of the United States is openly saying that you've crossed the line, your credibility is gone. Pretty much, you're just stick a fork in them, right? Kaitlin Collins didn't just lose an argument with Ted Cruz. She may have lost her career. You got CNN crashing and burning. Things at ABC, they're going from bad to catastrophic. I mean, I don't know if ABC can take any more hits. So Jimmy Kimmel, instead of showing a shred of decency in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, decided to make it about Trump supporters. This was a rather stupid move. So he joked, he sneered, he suggested without evidence that the shooter was a MAGA Republican. Now, I don't know where he got that from. Folks, that's not edgy comedy. That's just slander. That is spitting on the truth while a family is mourning. So the backlash was immediate. I mean, viewers across the country completely furious, calls for Disney CEO Bob Iger to step in and fire Jimmy Kimmel. Parents, church groups, veterans, people from every walk of life is saying enough is enough. So here's the part that changes everything. President Trump's FCC is now involved. In fact, the message from Washington is crystal clear. ABC can take the easy way and clean house, or they can take the hard way and risk losing its license. Let that sink in, ABC. We're not talking about late night hosts getting fired. We're actually talking about ABC, one of the biggest networks in America, facing the very real possibility of being stripped of its right to broadcast. Now, if that hammer drops, ABC could be reduced to streaming only, cutting off millions upon millions of households. For Disney, this would be catastrophic. For the American people, this would be a long overdue accountability. So here we are. Kaitlin Collins exposed as the smug fraud on CNN, Jimmy Kimmel dragging ABC into FCC hell, Disney panicking, Trump watching it all unfold and ready to strike, two media implosions colliding in the same week, a double disaster the elites never thought that they would have to face. Now, it used to be normal to just kind of like stick with one Medicare plan forever, but times have completely changed. Premiums rise, doctors switch, benefits vanish. This is why the new normal is reviewing your Medicare plan every year with Chapter. They make sure that your plan grows with you. And one of our viewers just said, Chapter made checking my Medicare plan so easy, I will never skip it again. I love it. So let me ask you, are you just going to go ahead and stick with the old way? Or are you going to join the new normal like most people already are? Now, most people, they're already calling the phone number down at the bottom of your screen right there, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. The telephone number is 909-563-8279. So that brings us to the nuclear option. President Trump's FCC versus ABC's very survival. So you see, FCC chair Brandon Carr he's not bluffing. I promise you he's not. He came out and he reminded America that a broadcast license isn't some permanent trophy for media giants like Disney and ABC. It is a privilege. It is a privilege that comes with obligations to serve the public interest. Do you feel like your public interest was served by ABC? Drop me a yes or no down below, guys. So when you are airing content that lies about a political assassination, romanticizes the killer, and then actively spreads disinformation, that privilege can be yanked, and they have confirmed it. So now ABC's violations are not isolated. This is a pattern. We've had The View spewing hate on a daily basis. Do we have anybody in the comments, anyone watching the show right now who can confirm that The View, all they do is spew hate on a regular basis? Can anybody confirm that for me? Let me know. Now, we've also had, you guys remember this? George Stephanopoulos, one of their top anchors, dragged into court and forced to settle with Donald Trump for $16 million after smearing him with lies. And of course, now Jimmy Kimmel mocking Charlie Kirk's death, pushing this false idea that the shooter was somehow a Trump supporter. 3 strikes, guys. 3 strikes, folks. And in America's, or in Trump's America, 3 strikes means you're out. Can I get an amen for that? Now, think about what that would mean, okay? Just for a second. Local ABC affiliates across the country, the ones that broadcast to your living room every night, if you happen to watch TV. Does anybody even watch ABC? Well, they could actually lose their licenses. The FCC could say you failed the public interest test and you don't get to use America's airwaves anymore. Now, imagine the fallout. Disney forced to pull ABC off television and shove it onto streaming platforms only. Millions of Americans cutting ties, advertisers fleeing, and the Disney empire taking a body blow. Now, this is not some fantasy. Trump has been warning about this for years. He said straight up, he said that ABC and NBC were nothing but Democrat Party mouthpieces, abusing their power, poisoning public debate. And now, as President Trump is in office again as the 45th and now the 47th president of the United States, he's actually in a position to do something about it. This is not just accountability. This is a reckoning, folks. But this isn't just about licenses and FCC hearings. It's actually about the bigger picture, the deliberate malpractice of the mainstream media. CNN trying to bury the motive behind Charlie Kirk's assassination, ABC romanticizing the killer, reading his texts on air like it was some tragic love story. And this isn't sloppy reporting. This is coordinated narrative control. So you got to ask yourself, why are they working so hard to protect the killer and not the victim? Has anybody wondered that? Like, why are they bending over backwards to suggest, well, maybe it wasn't political, maybe it was just emotional? when every shred of evidence says otherwise. Guys, it's because admitting the truth would mean admitting to their own guilt, their own rhetoric, this nonstop demonization of conservatives, this constant drumbeat of fascist, Nazi, existential threat nonsense. This is exactly what radicalized the shooter. So instead of facing that reality, they want to go ahead and gaslight America. They hide behind, well, we don't know the motive yet. They hide behind statements like that. They play both side games. Anybody else tired of these both sides games? They talk about nuance. They pretend it's still up in the air. But the evidence is clear. The DA is clear. The FBI is clear. And yet the media keeps lying because the truth would expose them as complicit. Now, this is why this isn't just malpractice. This is propaganda. If they can lie this brazenly about a political assassination, if they can insult your intelligence on something this obvious, well, what else are they lying about? Can you even believe any word that comes out of ABC or NBC's mouths? The answer is everything. Everything they touch is slanted, it's manipulated, or it's just deliberately distorted. And now, finally, the hammer is hanging over their heads. So while CNN and ABC scramble to cover their tracks, the FBI has been laying out the truth brick by brick. Shooter Tyler Robinson wasn't some confused kid acting out of emotion. He left behind text messages, bullet engravings, and even family testimony, all pointing to one thing: a politically motivated hit. Prosecutors have already said it. Investigators have confirmed it. Yet the media, they're still out there playing dumb. Now, some people are saying that they're not playing, they're just really dumb. But yeah, I'll let you decide on that one. But here's where it gets even darker, okay? The FBI, they have traced Discord chats with up to 20 suspected collaborators. 20 suspected collaborators in the Discord chats. Think about that, okay? We're not talking about one lone wolf here. We're talking about a potential network of radicals egging each other on. The shooter's so-called roommate, his so-called love interest, still hasn't been cleared yet. And groups like the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, they're now under the microscope. So what if this wasn't just one assassin? What if this was a coordinated movement? Now, the investigation may still widen, and that should terrify every American who thought this was just an isolated act. And so while the FBI digs, the public is demanding all sorts of consequences. Kaitlin Collins humiliated herself on live TV. Millions are now saying that she should be fired immediately. Now, drop a fire down below if you think that Kaitlin Collins should be fired as well. Jimmy Kimmel mocked Charlie Kirk's assassination. Viewers are furious. Disney insiders whispered that his days are numbered. Now, hey, it doesn't stop here, guys, because ABC's Matt Gutman just went on World News Tonight and actually described the killer's text messages as touching. Can you imagine this, guys? Calling a murderer's words touching while a conservative leader's family mourns? That's not journalism. That is just completely sick. The demand for accountability is deafening. So when will the media elite face the same consequences that they demand for everybody else? Like, why is it that one word from a conservative ruins a career, but Kaitlin Collins and Jimmy Kimmel can somehow get away with pushing these lies, mocking victims, and still cash $1 million checks? Anybody see a problem with that? So the people are done with the double standard. The pitchforks are out, and the question isn't if, it is when the hammer finally falls. And so this is where Donald J. Trump steps back into the frame, not as a bystander, but as the man holding the gavel. President Trump isn't just amplifying the outrage, he's steering it. He's reminding America that he already took ABC's George Stephanopoulos to court, and he won a $16 million judgment. That's a pretty big purse. Now, he's pointing to the FCC's mandate to protect the public interest, and he's making one thing very clear. ABC and CNN aren't just biased. They are threats to democracy itself. Okay. So you want to talk about a threat to democracy. Okay. So the America First base is cheering because for the first time in decades, a president isn't carving out and just caving into the media. He's putting them on notice. And the Democrats, they're panicking. They know that if President Trump's pulled the trigger on ABC's license, the whole facade cracks. But folks, this is not just about Kaitlin Collins or Jimmy Kimmel. No, it's actually a broader rot in the media, okay? MSNBC's Matthew Dow, CNN's Chris Cuomo. They're excusing violence. They're mocking victims. They're spinning the narratives left and right that really just kind of like lets the radicals off the hook. Oh, and don't even get me started on Rachel Maddow. I mean, she couldn't even bring herself to cover Charlie Kirk's assassination. Too busy peddling Trump hate to notice a conservative leader was gunned down. Unbelievable, right? And on campuses, the propaganda machine is running full steam. Flyers at Georgia Tech after Charlie Kirk's death calling for the fall of the Trump fascist regime. Are we supposed to believe that that's a coincidence? I mean, come on. The same rhetoric pumped out by CNN and ABC is plastered across classrooms and dorm rooms. Like these schools, they're just like these indoctrination camps. It's unreal. The media elite, they're going to tell you, oh, it's just politics, but let's just go ahead and call it what it really is. It's enabling. They've created this environment where radicals think violence is justified. They, and then they want to go ahead and wash their hands and say, oh, we don't know the motive. It's just absolutely disgusting. And the American people are not buying it anymore. So if you think all of this is just noise, wait until you see the numbers. So a YouGov poll just dropped, and it is completely chilling. It shows young people on the left are far more likely to justify, even celebrate political violence. Meanwhile, conservatives overwhelmingly reject it no matter whose life is at risk. Now, think about that difference. The same media that labels half the country as Nazis and fascists has created a generation that thinks attacking conservatives is somehow acceptable. You call someone an existential threat to humanity long enough, and eventually somebody who's unhinged and radical is going to take the shot. This isn't random. This is clearly engineered. But here's a twist that they didn't expect. Instead of killing the movement, Charlie Kirk's assassination has supercharged it. Turning point chapters are exploding nationwide. Young conservatives are rising up saying, if they tried to silence Charlie, then we're going to speak even louder. Now, Charlie Kirk built his reputation on peaceful debate. He faced his opponents head on with words, not violence, and yet the media framed him as divisive while at the same time romanticizing his killer. That tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the sickness that we're fighting here. And now, the stakes couldn't be any higher. ABC is in jeopardy. CNN is collapsing under the weight of its own allies. President Trump's FCC is circling, ready to drop the hammer. The grassroots are energized like never before. Folks, we are living through a turning point. No pun intended on that, right? Well, maybe I did have some pun intended there. Anyway, they tried to gaslight us. They tried to bury the truth. They tried to make you doubt your own eyes and your own ears. But today, guys, the mask is slipping. Kaitlin Collins humiliated herself on live TV. Jimmy Kimmel dragged ABC into FCC hell. And Trump, let's just say he's making sure that the lies finally carry some consequences. So this isn't just media malpractice. This is the beginning of the end of the corporate propaganda machine. And when the dust settles, America will remember exactly who stood for the truth and who tried to cover that sucker up. Like, subscribe, and share this video so that more people can see through the lies. We'll see you guys on the next video.